Go.
Go. Hi, welcome to the Fit Spartans podcast. This is Andres.
This is Sarah.
This is Dallas.
And
that's Finch.
that's Finch. She is the face of the show, so that's why the video is just going to be her.
Because let's be real, who wants to see us?
Yeah.
Very true. Should we turn off the music in the background?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Oh, we're gonna get copyrighted.
Copyright strike number 1.
Yeah, like we're monetized or anything anyway.
Unlucky.
Okay.
Also, it was less than 30 seconds, so it's fine.
Alright. Did you give our intro?
Yes.
Okay.
Dallas has not introduced himself.
Wait, I did.
Wait, yes, this is true. Never mind. Short-term memory. Oh, it's been rough. I'll give you an update, life update.
Yeah.
Got back from Florida. Hardest thing to do was leave. I wanted to quote Friends as I left. Like, did you guys watch Friends?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember?
We've been over this.
You remember the part where Monica started dating that old dude?
Yeah,
And then
Richard.
Richard, and then they broke up, and then they got back together, and Monica was like, getting over you was the hardest thing that I ever had to do.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, leaving you is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I don't think I could do it
I
again.
don't feel like that needed to be a Friends reference, because I feel like that is a sentiment that many people have experienced.
No.
You know what I mean?
Oof, in the fields so quick.
Start off the episode crying.
Is it okay to cry?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Mhm.
my life update. Finch is super good. She apparently loves kids. Her personality is still coming out. I think she's trying to play me now because she knows, like at first she was doing really great, goes right out, does her business. Now she stands at the top of the stairs and waits for me to give her a treat before she will actually come down. So I'm gonna stop doing that. Yeah. Because I want her to just go straight out. And then she was growling at something in the middle of the night the other night, which she's never done before. And she was howling, and I was worried she was waking up the neighbors. But I swear there must have been something outside, because she doesn't do that all the time.
Huh.
Yeah.
Crazy butt.
Mhm.
Uh,
And also, all the cardio is killing me slowly. It's really, really tough.
it's funny. I guess my life update is I'm going to view the PT program at Duke on Friday, so that's fun. I possibly have an internship at Wofford, which is also fun. And
Do you have to apply, or he was just gonna give it to you?
he just said, like, if you're interested, like, let me know. I said, okay.
Is this the one where, like, so when Vance's friend did it, they paid for his housing and his meals?
Mm-hmm.
Is
I
this
don't
that?
know. I don't know if it's that.
Okay, because that seems like something that's pretty competitive.
Yeah,
and-
yeah. Which I don't even care about that necessarily. I care about just being there in the environment, so
Yeah.
I'm fine with it being not that.
Mhm. So you're not interning with your aunt
No, I
at the
can't.
PT place? Oh,
Yeah.
oh, right. You
Yeah,
told me that.
Yeah. And I am studying for the GRE again because I have to retake it for the math because I'm dumb.
Oh no, for the math?
Yeah.
You did better on the verbal than the math?
Oh, I did really good on the verbal.
Oh man, I did badly on the verbal and good on, not good, but I did better on the math, believe it or not.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, the minimum requirement for Duke is a 150 on the math, and I had a 149. So
Oh no.
sad. So now I just have to like get a 160 because I'm learning all the tricks.
Yeah.
It's not even about being good at math, it's
You
about
have to
knowing the
learn-
tricks.
yeah.
So, sad.
It's like, yeah, oh well. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it very much.
So that's my life update. for the most part.
Yeah. All right. Well, what are we going to talk about?
There was a study, right?
Yeah, so before we started recording, I was saying we had MTV music videos going in the background and people were at the club, and I said that I had no desire to go to the club whatsoever. And Andres said that the club is his home.
Yes.
When I was doing my internship at UConn, they were doing a study about alcohol intake and physical activity.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the ins and outs of it, but people would set physical activity goals weekly, and they would try and reach those goals. These were people that I think they were heavy drinkers, but they weren't alcoholics.
Mm-hmm.
I think they didn't meet that classification.
Hey, you have down there?
This is too loud to even understand. And so what they were finding was that people were drinking a lot, but then dancing, and like that was making them meet their physical activity requirement. Whereas I think that they were looking to see if encouraging them to increase their physical activity to meet ACSM guidelines, if that would also decrease their alcohol consumption. But what they were finding was that those two things were kind of going together.
That's funny.
Yeah. Because obviously drinking too much is very not good for you, and being physically active is good for you. So the club is a interesting place in that respect.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I've never thought about it from the perspective of physical activity, more so from the perspective of like performance. Whereas I could imagine like how alcohol would affect performance. Where I can imagine alcohol would probably have a negative impact on exercise performance.
Right, but yeah.
If you're going to clubs, well, that's not true. I knew a lot of athletes, and a lot of them did go to the club pretty regularly. So, yeah, I don't know.
I think and that's kind of maybe where the whole morning rave thing came in. And
That sounds dreadful.
Yeah.
That's too early to be raving.
Well, I don't think they do drugs and stuff. I think it's just exercise, essentially.
Wait, what's the point? Raves, doesn't do drugs. Huh?
There's still flashing lights.
This is very true.
Is that all you need to have a good time is flashing lights?
Yeah. And music.
So just like get arrested then, right?
What are you talking
The
about?
flashing lights.
I guess a siren could be construed as music in some culture.
No.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So TLDR is go to the club.
No.
That's what I heard. And increase alcohol consumption by volume. So you increase proportionally
Have
your
you guys
athletic.
ever had a silent dance party?
I've never been to a dance party.
I went to one and it was so cringy.
Really?
So cringy.
Yeah, I can
Why?
imagine that was probably dreadful.
Yeah, there was 3 DJs playing and I was
Wait,
like,
playing what? Silence?
Do you know how it works?
No.
Do you want to tell him?
So like each DJ booth is like connected to like I would say like a station, I would say, and it transmits the frequencies to headphones that everyone is wearing. So like there's no music playing aloud, but everyone has headphones so they can hear it.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like it's the same. There's something to be said about like actual noise being made as opposed to listening to something, because it imparts like literally you're changing the air because of the vibrations and whatnot. Plus, you can't make it as loud in your headphones without going deaf.
Yeah.
So, which I think that's kind of part of it. Is that
I mean, if
it's
it's
loud.
loud in the atmosphere or loud in your headphones, you're still gonna go deaf.
Well, yeah, but it's different if you're going directly deaf by shoving it in your ear hole as opposed to going deaf by the environment.
Yeah.
I think they're both still. I mean, in terms of hearing, I bet they're both still bad. But that sounds bad. A silent rave or a silent.
I don't know. I mean, it fixes the club problem of like not being able to talk because when you're done dancing, you can just take off your headphones and chat.
Or just take them off from the start.
But then it's eerily quiet. Like,
You just hear a bunch of like stomping around.
yeah.
I think that's awesome.
They
Where did you go to this?
hosted it on campus. Cab had one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I went to go support, and then I was like,
Well, maybe that's why. Maybe it's because it was on campus and not like at a real place or something.
is there a real place for these?
I don't know.
I guess they could be anywhere if it's silent. I mean, you just put it in a random office building.
This
No
is
one
true.
would really know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I like to dance, but I don't like to drink, and I don't like to stay up late. So I just have I have no outlets for dancing, essentially.
You can dance by yourself at home.
It's true.
I honestly need to do that more. Because I don't do that at all. But I think I would enjoy that. I get a kick out of myself.
That's all you need.
I really do. Like, I'll have, sometimes, on occasion, I will have little spurts of that. Like maybe when Vance is around, and I can't, like, I don't sustain it because I just start laughing.
That's good.
I can not relate to the laughing part anyway. I've definitely done a little jig in my apartment every now and again, but
To music?
yeah, to music.
Yeah, so when I do it, there's maybe no music.
Well, I guess music in my head. Sometimes there's actual music playing. I don't know. Not very often though.
Sometimes, like, I might just be trying to entertain a dog, but the dog just, like, looks at me.
Dog's like,
Yeah, but they like that noise. They go crazy for that noise. Let's see if she does anything. See? Yes, good girl. You know that noise.
Said I was busy.
But yeah, recommend that toy. It's pretty indestructible.
See, you say that, and then Jet exists, and Jet has destroyed everything we've ever given him ever.
Okay, well let me just say this. So one side you put the like treat thing in that she's trying to bite at right now. On the other side, it has like a cavity that you can put treats and stuff in. They can try and get them out. It comes with a really small opening, but you can cut it so that if your dog can't get it out with the small opening, they can get out with the bigger opening. It was pretty tough to cut with scissors, so that I think bodes well in terms of it lasting with dog teeth.
Well, also, Jet is not a normal dog, so that's, yeah. Do you know what bully sticks are?
Yeah, but I've never given one to my dog.
Yeah, so apparently they're supposed to last for like a long time. It's supposed to be something the dog like, you know.
It's like a thing they eat too, isn't it?
Yeah. My mom, when she'll give him one once a day, and she'll take him out, she'll come back and give it to him. He has one spot in the living room, he'll run to the he'll sprint into the living room, lay down, and he'll destroy that thing in 5 minutes. Just completely, it's gone. He eats it in 5 minutes. So, but again, Jet is like a police dog. He was trained to be a police dog, so. Yeah. If you have a police dog, I don't know how well that would bode. Normal dog, probably fine.
Are you allowed to opt your dog in for police dog training?
Well, I've worn the shirt before. It's like a lineage thing.
Oh.
It's like his dad was a service dog, like a military dog, and they would breed those dogs and train them. So it's like they train them for police work or military work, but you can buy them just as like a protection dog, which is what we had Jet for ostensibly. He does not do that, but he just, he can do that. He's also a little bit of a, what's the word? Brat? Yeah, he's a bit of a brat, so he doesn't really listen all that well, so that's why he would not be a service dog. So, yeah.
I know it's like kind of taboo because everybody's dog is their therapy dog these days, but I do think that I would like to get her registered as a therapy dog just because of how docile and calm she has been with these kids for kids camp. Because she had like 6 of them up in her business today. She was laying down. She didn't mind whatsoever, which by the way, Zeb, my other greyhound, he does not like those toys. He gives up. He's like, this is too hard. I give up. And he is terrified of kids. He bolts it. If he sees one and they're on the sidewalk, he will cross the street.
That's funny.
He's like, they are too unpredictable for me.
They're small, wiry
And
creatures.
I say, oh, it's okay. Agree. So, yeah.
Well, that was a topic.
I lost like 4 pounds last week because of her.
Nice. I lost
I'm
2.
trying to gain it back.
I lost 2 from slight dietary modification. And that I just stopped eating so much.
That's basically what it was for me, but I was so hungry.
Yeah.
I was so hungry.
I just had to get things that were very like high in fiber type things, just things that would keep me sated for longer,
Yeah.
as opposed to just eating things that were. I mean, because not that I wouldn't use super high carbohydrate meals, but eating things like high GI would just make me eat more throughout the day.
For sure.
Yeah.
Me too.
High GI is glycemic index, by the way, which is just the index of how quickly food will raise your blood sugar.
This past weekend, sort of because I lost weight the previous week, and it wasn't necessarily in a good way. It was I didn't meal prep appropriately, so I didn't have like the food available to me, and now that I'm taking care of her, there's only so much time that I can spend eating. So I had to just not. But anyway, so this weekend I went to Cakehead.
What is that?
Cakehead is in the coffee shop downtown. Is that Little River? Yeah, so in the Little River coffee shop downtown, they kind of odd hours. They have my favorite cupcakes. Because the cake itself isn't overly sweet, but the frosting is sweet. It's like that balance. It's so good. And they let you bring your dogs in there. So,
A+.
yeah. So I had a couple cupcakes from there.
A couple.
Yeah. 2. Yeah, just 2.
Just 2, come on. If you're gonna do it, you might as well do it, right?
Yeah. And usually that is a trigger for me to have bad food the whole week. But surprisingly, it did not do that to me this time.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. But definitely usually if I have some sort of like cupcakes or cannolis or something like that, then I just want to keep eating. Was it you, Andres, who said you never had a cannoli?
Correct. I have not.
They're quite divine.
Are they French or Italian?
Italian.
Italian.
Very Italian.
Monster Subs has cannolis. They're pretty decent.
Monster subs?
Yeah.
What's that?
I also had that this weekend. It is a sandwich shop. There's one down in Blackstock and there's one downtown Spartanburg. And It's like Italian cold cut sandwiches. Their hot sandwiches are not good.
I personally don't like hot sandwiches at all.
Oh, okay.
Like Firehouse, I do not associate with because it's like, oh, we have normal stuff, but we do hot stuff because Firehouse, fire. I'm just not about that.
I will say with the cold sandwiches, I did like toast the bread in my cast iron skillet. It made a nice crunch. The inside was still cold, but like the bread was crunchy.
See, I would like all of it. See, I like really chewy bread, like doughy bread, and then cold, thick cheese along with the meat, and then, whatever else, like, mustard or whatever. And I think, not that the crunch doesn't add to it, but that to me seems more in the realm of panini than a sandwich, like a cold cut sandwich. Because if I want a sandwich, I'll have it cold. If I want a panini, then, I'll go and venture in that realm. That's just me personally, though.
Why don't we talk about, because we're talking about like a lot of genuinely unhealthy foods, but because with those sandwiches, generally processed meat, white bread type of thing. But what about the fact that I find that many people believe that to diet or to be healthy means to be a vegetarian?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, because people will come to me and they'll say, oh yeah, like I don't ever have steak. I eat mostly fruits and vegetables. And for breakfast I'll have oatmeal with some yogurt and berries. And I can't lose weight or I can't, reach whatever goal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's in part because somehow there was a stigma associated with red meat and it just never went away. Because people still think like, oh, if you eat red meat, then you're going to have like heart disease. Which, to a degree there is some truth to that, I'm sure. But if you're eating like a filet, if you're eating like a filet mignon or whatever, it's like, that's a really nice cut of meat. It's very
Filet
low
is
fat.
super lean.
Yeah, exactly. It's very low fat content. And that's the issue is that red meat is high in saturated fat is what the claim is. So if you're eating something that's lean, which you can get ground beef that's like 96, 97, 98% lean, and then that's nullifying that issue. So I think that's just like part of the zeitgeist to a degree where people think red meat and eggs are bad because of cholesterol and saturated fat, which is not necessarily true.
Yeah, I don't necessarily, I think the red meat thing goes back to actually cancer because I think the American Cancer Association has a recommendation of no more than once or twice a week, something like that. But even so, you can, for me that would actually probably be a lot because I normally, average day to day, have chicken or fish.
I have turkey literally every single day.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, so I'm not making steaks every day, but I'm not keeping myself from having steaks. I'm just cheap and I don't want to buy steak. Also, I do kind of think about the environmental impact of my food choices, and because cows are bigger animals, they have a bigger impact on the environment. So smaller animals tend to not have that. But yeah, did you think that, Andres, that you had to be sort of like vegetarian or?
Yeah, like when I first started, that's where I saw like the most immediate benefits was just switching over to salads, like cutting everything off.